Welcome to a Prevent Connect podcast, where we explore the prevention of violence against women. This is a project of the California Coalition Against Sexual Assault.
For you today, now this last Ignite talk, is Glorina Stallworth from the North Carolina Division of Public Health, and she's here talking about raising the bar, setting a high standard for North Carolina, bar none. Come on up. And then you should use your clicker too.
Good afternoon. So, got my cheerleader on the front row, JP. Woo-hoo! We share a brain, so I appreciate her being here. So I'm here to talk a little bit about our bar outreach programs in North Carolina, and my title is Raising the Bar, Setting a High Standard for North Carolina, bar none, because we are a state that considers ourselves to be a beacon of light. And what I have here is a picture of one of the, with the Outer Banks, I have one of the lighthouses. If you know anything about North Carolina, we span from the mountains to the coast. And we take a lot of pride in our beautiful lighthouses. And I thought this would be appropriate because we shine so brightly with a lot of the work that we do as it surrounds public health. So I just wanted you to see the sunset and make you a little envious about North Carolina and let you know what you're missing. So this is a picture of the bars, one of the bars in North Carolina. We have over 50,000 establishments in North Carolina alone that have permits to sell alcohol. And many of those are bars, and they play a very important role. Out of the 10 grantees that we have for rape prevention and education, 3 of those, and some of them I'll introduce here in just a few minutes, 3 of those do the bar outreach program. And 2 of those are located in our mountain areas, and then 1 is on the coast. And one of the reasons why we are so fascinated with working with bars and establishments that sell alcohol is because, as you know, with this being an evidence-informed strategy, it can help us increase protective factors and reduce risk factors, of course, associated with sexual violence and first-time perpetration. So this is a beautiful picture. It's kind of an overview of Oasis, which is located. Oasis is our rape crisis center, located in Boone, North Carolina, in Watauga County. And this is a picture of it. As you can see, it's rural. It's located in a town where we have Appalachian State University. Appalachian State has over 18,000 students, and it also has a pretty heavy bar scene, as typical with most towns that have a college or university. Talking a little bit about Oasis, and Oasis unfortunately wasn't able to be here. I was hoping that they would, but this is a picture of a consent flyer that this is one of their first consent flyers that they created when they started the bar outreach campaign. It was created by some of the graphic design students from Appalachian State University, and I'm going to call this the before picture, because we have an after picture, because as you can see, it's colorful, something to get your attention, and these were the actual posters that were posted around town in some of the local bars. Well, it received a makeover. And this is what it looks like. So this is an example of why it's so important to have non-traditional partners. So what happened with this consent poster, it was posted in one of the bars, and a local tattoo artist entered the bar and said, "Oh, we'd like to do a makeover on that." And so Oasis was thrilled to say, "Yeah, take a stab at it." So this is what we had. This is what we now have. And so this is something, if you notice, it looks a little bit more hip, if you will, something that's a little bit more attention-seeking. And one of the things that Oasis is proud of is that they've now been able to enter into conversations and talks with this local tattoo parlor, and they're even looking at potentially doing some training with them. So that's huge. So we're going to move on to Asheville, North Carolina. I'm going to ask Angelica if she'll wave her hand. She's one of our RPE grantees who traveled here from Asheville, North Carolina, and she's going to be in our roundtable discussion talking about some of this work. So cheers from Asheville. Asheville is known to be a town that is heavily populated. It's home to over 26 breweries, and per 100,000 people, it has the highest rate per capita of any city in the country when it comes down to breweries. Our Voice is our local rape crisis center there, who also has done a lot of work with the bar outreach campaign, and what you're looking at here is a copy of the brochure. She's going to have some of those brochures, so we've got some good show and tell. You want to come to Elite One and see some of the items that she's bringing. But one of the things that's really one of the big accomplishments with Our Voice is just, I don't know if it's not even been 2 years ago, they were able to enter into an MOU, a Memorandum of Understanding, with the Asheville Brewers Alliance. And within this, there are over 48 breweries who are a part of this, and they were able to not only enter into an MOU, but also they were able to secure some funding from them. And that's really a big, big deal. And it was, again, another example of a non-traditional partner and how it's so important to value these partners. So this is a picture of the coast, Wilmington, North Carolina. Quite a few hours from Asheville, but this just goes to show you that this work can be done in any city and any state, no matter what your community. I picked this because also one of our other organizations, Coastal Horizons, who's in the back, one of our RPE grantees, will be here also to talk about the work that they're doing. And I picked diverse organizations because I wanted you to see that, I mean, it's about you tailoring the work. You can do it. You can do it. So this is an example of one of the door hangers that was placed in one of the bars. You see it says, "Drinking is not a crime. Rape is. If you see something, say something." So in our roundtable, we'll be talking about red flags. They'll be talking about toolkits that they've created for local bar staff. And so to give you an opportunity to talk to them one-on-one and see what were some of the challenges, some of the small successes, and then what are some of their next steps. This is an example of some of the swag that we like to say that is included in the toolkits for Coastal Horizons. And I've been in the room, and they've brought a lot of goodies for you that you can take back with you. But this is an example of some of the coasters. And so, again, if you want to see some of the things that they have, stop by Elite One. So one of the things that they've been proud of, and this was done also with Asheville and with Our Voice, is what we call Pints for Prevention. This is a campaign that they kicked off during Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and this was a great help to the Rape Crisis Center, where $1 per beer purchased went to the Rape Crisis Center. So again, this is an example of some of the partnerships that both of them have entered into, and this is an actual picture of the door, the bathroom door, where you see the tags, and also you see the flyer. So thank you. One of the things we wanted to say is stop by and bring your own drink and hang out with us.
Thank you for listening to this Prevent Connect podcast. Prevent Connect is a project of the California Coalition Against Sexual Assault, with funding from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The views presented on Prevent Connect are not necessarily the views of the United States government, the CDC, or CalCASA. To learn more about Prevent Connect, visit www.preventconnect.org. For more information about CalCASA's mission, or to show your support, visit calcasa.org. That's CalCasa.org.